Today we're drinking coffee with Ivo.
Nice, thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So, we're doing the interview in English.
Yeah.
Are you comfortable?
Very comfortable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
no, I mean, I'm quite used to talk English, especially at the office, so.
Yeah, because your brand, your company is called Disruptive Records, which is also an English name.
Exactly. Yeah. It sounds. I thought it sounds cooler.
Yeah.
To do it in English, so let's instead of a Dutch word, I think it's better.
So what is it? What is the Dutch word for it? Disruptive.
Verstorend.
Verstorend.
Which doesn't sound very positive.
Nee.
But that was also a bit of the issue when picking the name. That at first some people nearby said like, why do you decide to go for disruptive? Because it does sound quite negative. I was like, what do you mean with negative? To me, it has a really cool, innovative feel to it. But some people associate it with a negative thing, but I think that's up to us to prove them wrong.
Exactly.
I guess.
I think I love the word disruptor because you see a norm, and you don't want to go into that norm and do what everybody else is doing. You want to do something. You want to disrupt that norm, right?
Yeah.
I love it.
It's a bit more like going a bit against the stream, like the usual path that everyone thinks they need to follow, which I think a lot of people, plus 90% of people do that, and I think we want to prove, not really prove maybe, but just go a different way and also show that it's also possible to do a different way. And
also a disruptive record is also a record that is not playing. A disrupted record.
No. We're mainly doing digital stuff, so like it's more into
like
streaming.
the idea of a disrupted record.
Oh, like that.
Like a record.
No, I haven't thought of that.
No.
That's interesting to hear that you think of that.
Yeah, think of that because when like an LP, right?
Yeah.
Like a vinyl, when it's disrupted.
Yeah, with the vinyl kind of sound to it, like the little. How do you say, like we call it like a vinyl crack or something like that. That gives it the vintage vibe to it. No, it was not really like that, but we did do lo-fi music, so maybe there's the connection with that vintage sound. But no, that was not a thought in my mind. Interesting. Maybe.
Implicitly, I think maybe some people were thinking, wow, clever name. I love it. And so going against the stream, that's what Disruptive Records stands for.
Yeah, I think that's a bit the motto or the mindset we have internally as a team as well. We see a lot of examples of how things are done in a certain way. Could be in music, could be in arts or design, and I think we kind of want to go into a direction where we do things in a more innovative, fresh way. And then the name Disruptive Records actually it just popped up in my head just because I first thought, okay, it sounds cool. But then thinking really, you should not base a record label name only because it's cool. It should also have a meaning. And then I started digging more and I was like, actually no, it fits perfectly. You can go all kind of ways. It just depends a bit the music style that you're releasing. With Disruptive Records, you kind of feel like it should be a bit more, I don't know, energy or a different way. Like we also release piano music, but I didn't want to call it disruptive piano because then you can maybe the vinyl thing that you just mentioned made sense. Then you think like, why? Like you play it like loud and really distorted or something, and that's not really that was not a really good fit. So there we decided to do a different name for the piano label.
Oh really? What's the name of the piano label?
Andante Piano.
Oh yeah. What does that mean?
It's more Andante is a music term, and it's mainly meant to have like slow, soft kind of piano, and the name by itself actually came about because my father and his father composed together back in the days, like long ago.
Wow.
And then they made a music piece and put it on sheet music, and that was called Rondante. And my father's name is Ron. And based on that, he thought, okay, let's call it then Andante, because Andante is the official music term that you put on sheet music. And then we thought, okay, Andante Piano makes sense.
Nice.
Instead of like coming up with a really difficult name, I think this is quite accessible and also has the word piano in it, which to me, makes sense.
But you started with Disruptive Records, and then that was mainly lo-fi music?
Yeah, I just started out with lo-fi music, and it was very experimental, I would say. I also made the lo-fi beats myself in the beginning.
Cool.
Because I've made music a big part of my life before, more in dance music, and that was a bit more uplifting, but then COVID hit and I got a new studio apartment in Amsterdam and I was bored, like everyone else was at the moment, I think. So I decided, okay, let's try to make some beats, and what did I listen to at that moment was more lo-fi music and piano music, because I had to work at home, and I lived on the Rozengracht before, quite noisy, a lot of trams, and the music actually helped me to focus and relax a bit and to do my work properly. And then I just enjoyed it a lot and thought, like, let's make also this music. And from that moment, a lot of friends of mine that I still knew from that time in the dance scene, they also were interested in doing this sound and just do it as an experimental project. It was a lot of fun, actually. It was just not like a business move that I thought, okay, let's create a label. I just came up with the name and I thought, okay, let's just give it a go. And I was also working at a record label in dance music at the same time already, so my focus was there, and then I decided to do this in my free time, basically, to just enjoy making beats, because everyone was at home waiting to get out and to have their normal lives again. And for me, a big part of my life was producing music, so I thought, why not go back to that and see what comes up, because it had been a while at that moment. So that's a bit how it started.
Cool. So it was really like the fact that everybody was at home and the music that you listened to changed, because normally maybe in the weekends you would go out and go to dance event.
Yeah.
And then now, because you had to go inward, you really went more inward, even also with the sound.
Yeah, I think also because at that moment I was working for a dance record label, and I was also doing A&R there, so I had to decide which music would go through or would be played by a certain DJ. And then, I was already listening to a lot of those songs during my work, which was very high tempo, energetic. It was not really like relaxing on the background, something. This was my work, so I was already into that. So for the contrast, to me, was lo-fi beats was actually the perfect thing to have on the background, or piano music, which is nowadays a bit more mood-orientated direction. They actually call it mood-based playlists. So when you go to Spotify and you are searching in the home screen, you can say stemming or mood, and then you get all kind of playlists for that. And I think that's maybe what the COVID actually helped with that, but it was not like for me a business move to do that. No, it was fun, and it was happening in my life at that moment.
That's really cool. I think to realize something in your own life and then just do it because you're excited about it, and then eventually it becomes your business. I think that's a perfect way of going your own way.
Yeah, it's just it feels more like a tryout or something, and like something that happens to you. Like there's streams coming. Oh, who are these people that are listening to this music? On the side note, I was already also releasing music by my father at that same time. That was like 3 years before that, and he's a pianist. And we started that in 2018, so I already did something on the side with him that was doing well, but I just missed producing music myself, and I saw a lot of friends also being bored, so that's a bit how we started with the lo-fi side of things.
Cool. I'm a big user of lo-fi music. And piano. Because you're saying this, I'm like, wait, I'm this person too. Why do I do it? And indeed, to chill my mind whenever I'm working, or
it really helped getting you into a certain vibe. And
what is it? Is there a reason behind it? Is it like tested also? Maybe that the frequencies of the music is doing something to your brain?
Yeah, probably nowadays they test it also in a medical way, I think, in certain hertz levels or frequencies where it can actually affect your brain waves or moods, or maybe for some people that are in hospital, they kind of need it in order to recover or something. I think they do that at the moment, but mainly also with piano music, I heard. So I'm not very much into those researches and everything. I think it's super interesting, but they keep using music nowadays also to heal people.
Yeah. So
and
cool.
There's of course the difference between people that are creating playlists and creating music and promote it in a certain way that is medical, or like they treat people by it, versus the real research part where they actually have the knowledge about certain hertz levels and frequencies that actually help people.
But what is it for you? Because I read that you encourage people also to slow down, like to listen to these type of music, also to get more in touch with your own body, be mindful. Is that like a mission you have?
Definitely, yeah. I think it's that also started. It just also happened during those years actually that we started with the label. Obviously, I started only by myself in the beginning, and then your business starts growing. You're working on a lot of different things. Also for me, I had to run a company. It was all new for me, new processes, new employees that you have to onboard. And then realizing you live in Amsterdam, it's a busy life, like COVID's finished, so then at that moment the hectic of life was back again. And we were releasing music and also received messages from people that it actually helped them through difficult times, and they use it on the side. Basically how I did it in the beginning with COVID to really relax and be present in the moment, and to actually load up like their batteries to recharge a bit before they would go to like a social event or something. So at that moment I think we kind of shifted towards that direction where we really believe in the concept of slowing down, and more on a personal level I feel really connected to that, as I also experience that life is just hectic and we all have to do a lot at the moment. There's so much possible as well. For me that's I feel it's kind of tricky sometimes, because I have a lot of ideas. I really like working on a lot of ideas, but with all the socials and all the things that you kind of get in front of you and all the ideas that you generate from it, it can get very busy. And I think if you talk to a lot of people here on the streets in Amsterdam, if you interview them, you will hear it as well. Like people are overwhelmed, they're stressed, a lot of burnouts is probably the most used word nowadays as well. I think for us, we just realized that we're on a personal level, we connect with this movement, but also the music that we release is really, it's also really connected to this part, and that just blended really well together, which I'm really happy with, because you have to stand behind this direction as well, and you have to live it as well. So sometimes that's difficult. Like everyone tries at least, and I can do meditations and try to also listen to our own music while I'm walking in the park. Sometimes for me it's a bit difficult, because the music is, of course, is also connected to my work. So I do use it, but not all the times, because during the week I also listen to it a lot. But you gotta believe and live it in the moment as well, and that's also what we try to communicate on our things that we do actually, like events that we do. We have people sitting around the pianist when we do small intimate concerts at our own studio. I always mention it to people, like, be also aware of the fact that you're here with, in that case, 23 other people, because we fit 24 people in the studio. Be aware of the moment that you're here together, and that you also really have the opportunity to feel connected to the music at the moment, but to really reflect a bit on your week or your day. Could be that your day was shit, that you didn't have a nice day or a week, or that you had a great day, but that it's really a moment to reflect and be connected at the moment. So that also aligns with the mission and vision of what we do and what we try to promote. So in all kind of outings we try to mention it at least.
Cool. So connectedness to the music, to each other, be mindful, be present.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, especially be present in the moment.
Yeah.
It's a bit complicated because I do mention it before concerts. Okay, you can create videos, you can make pictures if you want, because people love to make pictures and videos to post on their own socials and to show their friends what they've been up to. But also remember what I just said, like be in the moment and be present. Create a short video and put it away if you want it. Then you can always post it later. You don't have to post it straight away while you're there. So you really can.
You encourage people to really be present.
And to be enjoy the moment being offline, like because you have an hour in total that you can listen to the music and that you don't check your WhatsApp or Instagram or TikToks, whatever your notifications tell you. It's an opportunity, I think.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is being offline something that you aspire to be more?
Definitely. Yeah, I wish I could be a bit more offline. I think for everyone it differs a bit, like what everyone appreciates with being offline. For me, it could be sports, it could be tennis. Then I'm really into that moment. Like you forget about your concerns, your stress, things that stresses you.
Even.
About time. That really is the big difference. I think making music back then for me was also something. Like I started making music when I was 13 years old.
Wow. Ableton?
Fruity Loops first.
Fruity Loops.
Then Logic and Ableton a bit as well.
Cool.
Try to explore everything, but then I chose Logic in the end. Felt the most logical.
Cool.
But
do you still make music now?
I'm thinking about doing music again.
Okay. Because what is your role right now? Like, what do you do in a day? As the boss?
It's super complicated to explain to people, because it in my head it feels like I'm playing different roles every day.
Okay.
Like of course you're the founder or director of the company, so you gotta manage the people. You gotta pay their paychecks, do insurances, and pay the rent of the studio and the office that we have right now. That of course is more like an administrative or like a manager role, I think. Aside of course from the conversations that you have with your team members, the reviews, salary negotiation, all those things. That's a bit more like HR stuff.
Yeah. And you do everything yourself.
Yeah. Sometimes I question myself, why am I still doing it? But also we have a small team. It's every time you decide to outsource it, of course it also costs money, and you have to be a bit more mindful about, like, okay, can we afford it? Can we do it? But I definitely have to make a bit better decisions on that. I like to keep the control over things. But in that way, that's just one part, which is not the most fun part, but very important.
And you're good at it. Like, you're doing it. You've been doing it since 2020. So.
Of course, but you also learn from it. In the beginning for sure. I also made mistakes, I guess. Aside from that, I think the most fun, of course, is the creative part, which I feel is more my thing.
Yeah.
More of a creative guy. I like to think about branding, about the direction that we actually have to go. Just look a bit more into the future instead of the now. The now is something that I have to manage. That the team is able to do it, and that I'm also able to participate in that. But especially think about the future stuff and the fun, creative things. I really enjoy doing that. So it can be music, but it can also be design. It can be all kind of video projects that we do, or events even. Like, where do we place this olive tree in the event room, with where the camera is positioned? Like, I'm thinking about a lot of different parts. Sometimes maybe
too many.
But yeah, I mean.
And is it then, you think, control or also a money problem? Like, I used to be the boss also in a company, and I was doing everything myself.
Yeah.
And all the organizational things, I hated them, but I had to do them.
Yeah.
And you're doing them still. Like, I was like, never mind, I'm gonna stop doing this.
Well, good for you. I think that's the right mindset. Maybe I think could easily let go of a lot of other things, especially the administration, the invoices, and all those things.
You still do those too?
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's but as of recently, 2 weeks ago, I came to a moment of like, okay, Ivo, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Why are you still doing those invoices? Like, it just all occupies time, and
and it numbs your creativity, I feel.
Definitely. Yeah. It slows me down in a bad way, maybe. Because then I feel like I have to do this, because then I have to do the quarterly tax administration, and that always ends in what is it now? End of April. I have to do it still.
But it's the busiest. Like, it's a busy time right now.
Especially
already,
as well. Yeah. So then I'm always late, and that's not a great thing. So finding balance in that, also knowing what we're doing with our current mission and vision, which literally says find your own sense of balance anytime, anywhere. I feel like that's a really good learning point for me. It's not. I don't have to see it as a negative thing. No. It's just more like a thing where I can grow in.
And you're like, as a pioneer in your field, it's you have to think of so many things at the same time, and it's normal that starting your own company, it's very tough to do it right. Like, you're doing it and you're growing, which is all like you're doing it right. But indeed, maybe the next step is for you to live up to your own mission, also to...
Definitely.
Yeah, because do you feel overwhelmed? Do you feel like, have you ever had burnout problems?
I think in 2022, 23, kind of got to me that I felt less excited about certain things. Energy level was lower. Then it could be sometimes the weather, like it's winter, you're sitting there. Then I really felt like, okay, I maybe have to change some things or get a new person on board in order to just get rid of certain tasks, because actually, if I'm hearing myself talking about the stuff I do right now, I think it still is not really manageable all by myself. But luckily, I have 4 great team members that are helping me, and that we're collaborating on a lot of cool things. But it could be even better divided. But at that moment, I really felt I should change some things and get new team members, maybe a new space, which actually is a funny story that we had our space here in BounceSpace from 23 until 24, so for 1 year on the second room, so right above the coffee store, which really gave me a fresh new energy. Not at the space where we used to work before. I was only working with one other colleague, the first team member, Carolina. She joined me when I started working in the Adam Tower. And the Adam Tower is a great place, like aside from the view and the location, of course, it really allowed me in the beginning, while sitting there only with me and my laptop, to start up the company and to come up with new things. And then Carolina joined, and we went to BounceSpace eventually after that. And then we had Andrés, who's behind the camera there, who actually also joined our team, and really gave it a good uplift in terms of design and all video projects that we did. Really the creative part, which I really enjoyed. Also working on together and coming up with new ideas. That just gives new energy in the team. And I really think that like new team members and everything gives you new ideas too, and make it fresh. So
nice. Yeah. And this new space where you're at now?
Yeah, that I think was the best decision ever. Like I think we had our year here at BounceSpace, which was great. We saw it transforming into the place it is now as well, which is a really nice developing year for Bounce as well. But what I really missed was that we could actually have a recording studio, that we could have artists over actually making music. I know there were some plans here to really make a recording studio and to do those things, but for us it really felt like we had an artist over here and had a meeting, but everyone was sitting in the same room. We had a 30 square meter office space, and I just missed the musical connection there, that we could really create music ourselves as well. But you have to do everything in steps. Like the place where we are now, it was not an option to go from Adam Tower to this place. No, that's just not an option. So it really felt like not like a gap year, but like a year that we could try out things, and that worked out really well.
So are your aspirations to go bigger and more space, more music, more like bigger team? What are your aspirations?
At the moment, not really. I don't think we should go bigger in team or space. I think the space at the moment is a bit too big already. It's 145 square meters. We went from 30 square meters to this, so it's big, but it's nicely divided.
Where is it?
Admiralengracht.
Oh, nice.
So next to it's basically a canal itself. Then we have the park, the Erasmus Park. Erasmus Park.
Yeah.
Always
mix them up.
Yeah, mix them up. Rema Park and Erasmus Park. But it's a really nice and calm location as well, which also really connects
the mission.
People that come here, like artists, they come to the office and say, "Oh, it's such a nice and calming space," and also the inside and everything. There, I'm also a bit of a nerd, like that I really want to create a nice and calming space. Then I'm going on Pinterest and trying to look up all kind of nice interior designs that actually really feels like a calming space too. I think in that way the new space is big enough, and we have it nicely separated. That we have working place, kitchen, and then meeting rooms, and then we have a recording studio at the back, and that is basically the heart of the company now. Like that's where we create the music, but also do our events. So we invite people to sit around the pianist. In that case,
24 people.
24 max. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Very intimate.
We used to try. We just started and we thought, okay, 20 is probably maximum. We have everything seated, but then I tried to think, okay, can we fit more than only 20? Like here's a place, there's a place. What if you buy these IKEA seats that are, or another brand, but what if you buy these seats that you can actually easily move away if you don't have an event, and then it actually fits 24 people now, except the team, because we can sneak in at the back. But it's really nice.
What does a pianist come to do then? You invite a pianist and he just plays.
Yeah, so it's basically a mini concert. You can also see it as a person who's attending the event. You can see it as a recording session where you're part of or something. But pianist, of course, is preparing his repertoire that mainly he or she released with us on the label. And of course, not all of those pieces are always released on the label, because usually they play around 20 to 25 songs. So it's not that we release them all, but we do have artists that actually did. But in general, it's just a mini concert, and we also have an element of improvisation that we do at the end. So we call it the improvisation game. People can come in and they can write their own prompt. What they would like to see improvised. So when we have the concert, we have this bowl where all the post-its are in, and then the pianist grabs one of the post-its and actually plays that moment, plays the improvisation prompt.
Can you name an example? What would someone write?
I think we've seen quite a lot of prompts where people say riding a bicycle in the middle of the summer on a green hill or something. I think we've had this for 4 times already.
Oh, funny. So people really want to put that in, hear that into music.
Yeah, and it's also, we have a lot of international people coming to these events, mainly international people.
Cool.
So they might want to know how how certain moments sound like while riding a bike in Amsterdam. On a rainy day, because they experience a lot of rainy days here in the Netherlands, to really feel like how does that sound like. And it's actually a really nice way, because there's a new song shaped in that moment.
Yeah.
The pianist is creating something new, where people are part of. They witness that moment, and we record the full set by video, also by audio. So it is something that's actually really nice to attend as a visitor, and also for us as a team. Like, we are constantly surprised by how certain improvisations sound like.
How often do you do these?
Monthly now. Yeah. So we started in let me think, June last year. First time, just a tryout with an Italian composer coming over to record an album. And we thought, okay, maybe we can do like a showcase or something, and invite some people. So we had some friends, some people that we knew, maybe also from the Instagram account, to invite. You want to see this concert? Very improvising as well from our side, but just to try it out, made some pictures there, some videos, and then we thought, yeah, actually this kind of looks nice and it works, and people were super excited about it. We put Italian bites outside. It was sunny. I put some vintage Italian music on the background. People were really vibing there, and then I thought, yeah, why not do this monthly?
Yeah, it's a nice offline experience of connecting and bringing people together.
Yeah,
really cool. Is frequencies, like what we spoke about, like vibrations of music, is that also something that is in your mission, or like something you experiment with?
Not really. I think no. At the moment, it's mainly the vibe or feeling that we get ourselves with the music, or maybe the story of an artist.
Yeah.
We try to work with a lot of different kind of artists, and also try to come up with certain concepts to also mention or like to communicate a certain problem or issue in the especially in piano industry, for example. Where this year we did a compilation for Women's Day, Women's History Month. It's the second time that we do this, but there we really try to zoom in on the aspect of that the current separation in our label. Like we have quite a lot of male pianists and composers, and we were looking at our own artist roster, and I was like, where are all the women actually? Like, why is it so badly divided? That's because the people that send us music, it's mainly male composer.
Really?
And we really thought, like, okay, how did this happen?
Yeah.
And that's when we came up with a concept called Keys for Change, where we really tried to do the opposite. We had a compilation with only female composers and made a campaign out of all the issues that actually happened back in the days, and all the really bad movements at that moment that the female composer from, I don't know, it could be at that moment Chopin, or like Schumann, for example. Clara Schumann was mainly like doing stuff in the house, like maintaining the kids and all those things, and her partner Robert Schumann was more composing, and that was more like the separation. That's just what society expected. And it also seems that the piano on itself, as an instrument, that it was made for men.
Really? Based
on like the distance between the keys, and that the hands of the men usually are bigger, and that it's not really. They didn't think of that. Actually, they did think of it. I think in that moment, but right now it's still the same, and I think it also gives issues on a longer term with injuries for women who actually compose and play a long set, for example.
Whoa.
In that moment, we really felt, okay, we should do the opposite and make a change there, and it's great to see also that we have more female composers sending us demos and new music, and we are really working closely with more female composers now.
Cool. Whoa, that's really
so that's
cool.
also like,
I love
to
the
make
name.
Impact. Yeah.
I love the name.
Credits to Caro for that. Keys for Change. Yeah.
I love it. Is it something that is important to you to make an impact also with your work? Because I feel like the slowing down part is already an impact.
Yeah.
Also with discrimination towards females, or that it's not inclusive enough towards females, is something that you want to work for.
Yeah, I think for us it also, I have to see it as in a way that you have your working week and you can do all kind of repetitive tasks and things, but you also want to do something meaningful and to really add something to society. Our music is listened by millions of people every week, and then you really start thinking also about, okay, maybe we can make impacts in different ways, especially when you have an audience. Like we have a nice amount of followers and we can make an impact. So it's not that we consciously thinking about let's invent something that makes an impact. No, it's something that we just notice ourselves as well and think, okay, maybe we should make a change, and then it has the impact. And that's, I think, a nice extra to it.
Well, it's actually how you started Disruptive Records.
Yeah,
going against.
It's kind of it's kind of disruptive to think that way, maybe. Yeah, true.
I love it. Wow, that's a round thing. Now it looks like a vinyl now. Looks like a record.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Is there something that we missed?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I think you've said. I think it was a really nice round story.
Yeah, I think maybe one last thing to add is that we are collaborating with BounceSpace for a future event. Not sure when this interview is being posted, but we are doing probably going to do a monthly event here at Bounce, piano and coffee.
Cool.
With a pianist in the middle, people are chilling on their Saturday mornings. You can go into in your pajamas, seeing like a pianist perform on a Saturday morning, and I think it's another dimension that we try to add to our current concerts. Current concerts are usually in the evening in the studio. Different vibe there. People are drinking wine or seltzer, or I don't know what they want, something else. And now in the morning, it's a total different vibe. People are just starting their weekends, chilling, and I think it's a great atmosphere to do it here at Bounce, because we know the people here really well because we had their office, of course. But then, thinking about the space itself, I think it's a great space to host minimal concerts like this. So let's see how that goes.
And to really connect with each other, slow down, be present.
Exactly.
Love it.
Yeah.
When is the first one?
On May 3rd. Yeah.
I'll be here.
11 o'clock. Probably 10 o'clock it starts.
May 3rd, 10 o'clock. At BounceSpace. Well, thank you.
Thank you. It was great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Did you enjoy it?